Hey ladies, we get some water. Welcome back to another video. Doing something a little different, so grab a drink, grab a snack, and sit back and relax and get these tips, okay? Maybe don't relax, maybe take some notes or something, because I'm giving you these gems for free. Go get a notepad, write it down in your iPhone notes or whatever, because I'm gonna give you some tips that I've learned along the way of being a business owner. So anyway, we're gonna dive into what I like to call creating a collection, specifically a jewelry collection that sells and inspires. So what exactly goes into this? What are my thought processes when I am building a jewelry collection, and what kind of aesthetic am I going for? Go ahead and hop into this video. The very first step that I like to take into account when I am starting a collection is who is my audience? What do they like to do? What are their hobbies? What is their lifestyle? If you're building a collection, it doesn't matter if it's jewelry, clothing, a service, you need to figure out who your audience is first. You need to know what they look like, how old they are, what kind of lifestyle do they lead. It may sound very vague and simple, but I promise you these are so significant when it comes to figuring out what kind of pieces are perfect for your audience. So for me in particular, I know that my audience mainly consists of women specifically that are in their early to late 20s. So many of these women are in college, they're in their transformative years, they may be young professionals, women leading active lifestyles. So I like to cater my jewelry specifically to cater to these individuals, kind of figuring out their personal style, figuring out what they like, and that very much transpired to my jewelry, and I would say I'm one of them as well. I'm in a transformative stage. I'm in my mid-20s, I'm 25. I just graduated college last year with my MBA, so this is a very transformative style. I'm figuring out who I am, what I like, what I do and don't like. So I feel like a lot of my audience resonates with that as well. So when I'm designing this collection, kind of what I have in mind. A lot of people are looking for pieces that are versatile, they can wear every day, elevate, they can simplify, they can layer, they can make yours. And I feel like a lot of us love pieces that you can easily transition into the weekend. So pieces that you don't have to take off, such as these. Like, I just wear them and they always look classy and elevated. But again, I can transform this and pair it with a nice elegant outfit if I wanted to. It's a story, it's not just a piece. After I remind myself who my audience is, I then like to move on to why am I creating this collection? What is the purpose of this collection? Every jewelry piece, every collection is telling a story. It's an extension of a feeling, a story, a purpose. So that is the why of why I'm selling this jewelry. So a lot of times I like to create a new jewelry collection every season, so every really significant holiday. So that's like summer, winter, Christmas, the holiday season. Each of these seasons or particular times of the year are going to invoke certain emotions, and you're going to want certain things to wear throughout those seasons. So that's how I like to choose the why behind my collection. So for summer, I actually created the Salt and Sea collection. So that was a collection that really spoke to the essence of the sea, the allure of the sea. People would feel kind of siren-like, mermaid-like. They were just very free and flowing pieces that had a lot of greens, blues, just beachy elements that really made you feel really relaxed and at peace. And a lot of us are looking for that during the summer. And another thing I love about my jewelry in particular is that it's non-tarnished, it's waterproof, it's hypoallergenic. You can get in the water, you can get in the salt, and you don't have to worry about it tarnishing. So just putting that out there. So towards the holiday season, I'll move towards more deep reds, more greens, very festive pieces, probably more statement pieces as well, because during those times we are going to see more holiday parties, more gatherings with our families and friends. So I like to keep that in mind during the holiday season. So ultimately, when you're choosing the why behind a collection of any type, just choose something that deeply resonates with them and that they're gonna really want during this time period. Moving on, the third thing I like to ask myself is, what feeling do I want to evoke from this collection? It doesn't matter, like I said, if it's jewelry, clothing, or a service. You need to figure out what the feeling behind that collection is, what the feeling behind that piece is. I understand that jewelry isn't just about the aesthetics, it's about the storytelling. People are typically buying a jewelry piece because it makes them feel a certain way. Every decision I make is down to the storytelling behind the collection as a whole. I'm not selling a piece, I'm selling a story, I'm selling a feeling. I want them to feel inspired, I want them to feel understood. It's just not about the piece, it's about the feeling, you know? Every decision I make is influenced by my audience's desires, their aspirations, their lifestyles, because I guess we can delve into the collections I've done throughout the last year and a half. So my first collection, this one is very, very close to my heart because it is my first collection. That one was the Focus Romantic collection, full of hearts and opals and reds, and it just spoke to love. Basically, the premise behind this collection was finding romance in the small things, in the small moments, and cherishing those small times that we sometimes just overlook. And you'll see some of the pieces that we had on the screen, they all spoke to that certain emotion. This collection was just finding the quiet, fleeting little moments of romance throughout our day, and when people looked at their piece from that collection, I hope they really just felt loved and cherished in that moment. And then moving on to the Eloise collection, all about stepping into your soft girl era. It's very fun, flirty, feminine. Had a lot of bows, it had a lot of pinks. It was just so feminine. That spoke to a lot of women. Makes you feel like a little girl inside. And we all love bows and ribbons these days, so it was the perfect collection, especially during the Valentine's Day season. Moving into my other collection that I launched last summer, actually, was the Salt and Sea collection. That collection was inspired by elements of the sea. Wanted to evoke a sense of freedom and relaxation and kind of like a siren mermaid aesthetic, very ethereal, if you will. So I feel like when somebody saw this, they just thought of laying on the beach, getting that tan, reading a book. They just felt that summer freedom, and that's the emotion that the Salt and Sea collection was meant to do, and I feel like it really did that. And we're gonna have a summer collection coming up soon. It's so fun. It's just so fun for me to create these collections. And then our very first collection, well, our second collection basically, but this is our timeless collection that we always have. It's just full of modern full stacking and layering pieces. That is our essentials collection. These pieces are designed to be a part of your everyday wardrobe. They're just meant to make yours. You can wear them alone, you can stack, you can layer. Like as you can see, I layered some of my rings. I like wearing this necklace alone, or like layering it with other necklaces. Effortless pieces that you can wear day in and day out. Not to say that our other collections aren't everyday wear, but I do feel like all of us girls love our simple basics that you can wear time and time and time again. So my last step when it comes to creating a jewelry collection that sells and inspire is to make a vision board. I know it may sound simple, but vision boards are literally my everything. I make them for literally every single collection. I made one before I started this jewelry brand, and I make one every single year. It really puts together the aesthetic of not only the brand but the collection, and it reminds you of your why. It kind of sums up all the previous points we just talked about into one, and it's just a visual representation of what exactly you want this collection to look and feel like. So I like to use Canva. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it. Well, firstly, I go on Pinterest and I just kind of start typing in like things that I'm thinking of when I think of the collection. So for example, when it came to the Eloise collection, I started looking up soft girl era, bow inspired pieces, just very womanly soft things. Then after that, I created like a whole vision board of what I wanted that collection to speak towards. I think it just makes it much easier when you have a vision board to look back on, to make sure you're not missing the point that you were initially trying to get at when creating your collection. It makes the whole process more seamless. So ultimately, the main purpose of a vision board is to provide clarity, cohesion, and direction. You want your collection to actually look like one uniform element. Of course, the pieces are going to look differently, but they need to fit together in that puzzle piece to create that bigger picture. And of course, direction. Why are you creating it? And it needs to be a clear point. Make sure you're writing down your ideas as well, and what you get wrapped up into actually creating. It's easy to forget why you made it to begin with. So basically, Chasing Celeste, my brand, is all about making women feel inspired. Every piece is a reminder to every woman out there and every person in general to dream bigger and not stop. And if they say you can't do it, try that much harder, because don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. If you have a dream, if you have a vision in your heart, try your hardest to get to it, and I promise you won't regret it. This business has been such a love child for me, like a love project. Is that the right word? I don't know. I just feel so happy working towards my business and working towards my goals. And there's been setbacks, but I don't let the fear of the unknown or those setbacks push me back. Like every time I'm knocked down, that just makes me try 10 times harder to go after my goal, because I feel like this business was put on my heart for a reason, and I started this for a reason. So every time I'm kind of down, I remind myself, what is your why? And that just gets me back out there. You're not just selling pieces, you're creating a story, you're evoking an emotion. That's the ultimate point you need to remember when creating. It's more than just an accessory, it's part of their journey. So that is definitely something to remember when curating your own perfect collection. So that is it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you have a business, what are some of your tips? And if you are a business owner and you're looking to become one, what did you take away from this video that you'll definitely be using when it comes to creating your brand, whether it be clothing, jewelry, accessories, or something different? Please let me know if this was helpful, and I will be doing more of these. So I hope you enjoyed this little secret diary entry, and if you stayed all the way to the end of the video, go ahead and comment this emoji for me, because us dream girls, we're gonna lock in together. And I know if you stayed this long, you're really one of my dream girls and you're becoming your own dream girl, because you locked in until the end of this video and you're like, I'm not giving up on my dream, I'm going to become my dream girl. So we're locked in to the end because you literally stayed to the end. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later in my next video.